Claire Miller's evening begins like any other, quiet, predictable, and laced with emptiness. Standing before the mirror, she notices the soft wrinkles forming around her eyes, silent proof of time and neglect. Her husband's distant affection has turned her reflection into a stranger, someone unseen and quietly fading from importance. When Sophie introduces her boyfriend, Liam, the atmosphere shifts. Liam's confident charm fills the room, contrasting Ethan's habitual indifference. His gaze lingers a second too long, and his impulsive words, "Wow, you're beautiful," echo awkwardly through the dinner table. Everyone laughs to ease the tension, but for Claire, time momentarily stops. In that suspended instant, Claire feels something she hasn't in years noticed. The spark isn't romantic yet, it's validation, fragile but intoxicating. Beneath the politeness and laughter lies emotional danger. That fleeting moment of attention awakens buried longing, loneliness, and curiosity, quietly setting the stage for choices that will challenge her identity. Claire's life once pulsed with color and creativity. As a young art student, she dreamed of galleries and canvases filled with meaning. But dreams faded into practicality when she married Ethan and became a mother. Now 42, she balances real estate files and family duties, her passions buried under routine responsibilities. Her marriage to Ethan functions like a business arrangement, efficient but loveless. Conversations revolve around bills, schedules, and their children. Sophie thrives at college, radiant and confident, while Ben still needs his mother's warmth. Claire feels invisible in her own home, existing quietly between her family's louder needs. At dinner, Liam's subtle attentiveness unsettles her. He listens, really listens, something Ethan stopped doing years ago. His interest feels innocent, yet deeply human. That night, as Ethan turns away without a word, Liam's compliment echoes through her mind. For the first time in years, she feels seen. When Sophie forgets her portfolio, Claire hesitates before agreeing to deliver it. The errand feels trivial, yet strangely significant. Arriving at Liam's apartment, she's greeted by warmth and quiet simplicity, a contrast to her own tense home. Liam invites her in, his tone respectful but tinged with something unspoken. As they talk, the air shifts. Liam's attention feels genuine, his words thoughtful rather than flirtatious. He praises not her beauty alone, but her composure, her empathy, qualities Ethan has long ignored. The conversation flows easily until a lingering silence fills the space. Then, unexpectedly, Liam's hand grazes her wrist. The touch jolts her. Claire pulls away instantly, heart pounding with guilt and confusion. She rushes out, trembling but strangely awakened. That night, when she tries to open up to Ethan, he barely listens, eyes fixed on his phone. The realization stings, she's invisible to him, but not forgotten by the world. Claire's world begins tightening around quiet, unbearable tension. Every accidental encounter with Liam at Sophie's college, during family dinners, through misplaced messages, leaves her breathless with guilt and longing. She tells herself it's harmless, yet each shared glance feels weighted with something dangerous, something she can neither name nor ignore. Her emotions spiral between shame and need. She's a mother, a wife, a woman who shouldn't crave recognition from her daughter's boyfriend. Yet Ethan's growing distance deepens her loneliness. He spends weekends away, working, while Sophie withdraws, sensing an unseen shift in the family's fragile balance. Then comes the breaking point. Claire discovers Ethan's affair. Sitting alone in her car, grief consumes her until Liam appears, drawn by concern. He doesn't try to seduce her, instead, he simply listens, offering quiet comfort. Their hands briefly touch, and in that stillness, a boundary shatters, not physical, but achingly emotional. The dinner begins with forced smiles and brittle laughter. Sophie, glowing with excitement, announces she's moving in with Liam. Claire's chest tightens as Liam's unease flickers across his face. Every word, every glance between them feels dangerous, fragile, a secret trembling beneath the surface of a seemingly ordinary family evening. Then Sophie's tone changes. Her smile fades as she reveals she saw Ethan with another woman. Shock crashes over the table. Ethan stammers, defensive and cornered. Voices rise, plates clatter, and years of silence unravel in a single breath. Amid the chaos, Sophie turns her anger toward Claire, accusing her of denial. When Liam steps in, his defense of Claire is too intense, too revealing. Sophie's eyes dart between them, realization dawning. You're protecting her? Why? She demands. The room freezes. No one speaks, but their eyes confess everything. Sophie flees, sobbing, while Claire crumbles under the unbearable weight of truth. Months blur into quiet reconstruction. Sophie distances herself, hurt and disillusioned. Ethan, desperate to preserve his image, files for divorce and paints Claire as the unfaithful one. Liam disappears, his absence echoing like guilt. Claire stands alone amid the wreckage, stripped of family, love, and the identity she once clung to. Yet in solitude, something stirs. She rediscovers her old brushes, long buried in dust, and begins to paint again. Each stroke bleeds emotion, sorrow, regret, resilience. Art becomes her language of survival. Slowly, she stops painting for validation and begins painting for truth, reclaiming the woman she lost. When her work debuts at a local gallery, it silences the room. The centerpiece, beautiful, captures a woman stepping out of her own shadow, fragile yet defiant. The painting sells instantly, but more importantly, Claire finally understands, she doesn't need anyone's gaze to feel seen anymore. The gallery hums with quiet admiration as Claire moves through the crowd, her paintings surrounding her like pages from a healed diary. Then she sees him, Liam. Their eyes meet briefly, a silent acknowledgement of everything unspoken. He offers a faint, bittersweet smile before slipping away into the night. Moments later, Sophie appears, clutching a small bouquet. The air between them is fragile but no longer cold. I'm still mad, Sophie admits, voice trembling, but your painting made me cry. The words melt something inside Claire, the ache of guilt replaced by fragile, tender understanding between mother and daughter. Tears fill Claire's eyes as she whispers, I didn't paint about him. I painted about me. In that instant, the noise fades, the lights soften, and a quiet peace settles over her. For the first time in years, she doesn't need to be told she's beautiful, she simply feels it.